So, but now you've got the phenomenon of things like all the cooking celebrities.
And isn't that a phenomenon?
Yeah.
That, in the last 12 months,
I know,
my God.
I know. So you've got, people who've traditionally had cookbooks, like Nigella and Jamie Oliver and Gordon Ramsay, and now they've all of a sudden all got a TV show.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
And
I think Jamie Oliver would have probably been one of the first, wouldn't he, have been for really using the medium of the television?
Yeah. And you've got the local stuff happening, like the Master Chefs and
My
all
Kitchen
that sort of
Rules
stuff.
is the new one this year on Channel
right.
7. Yeah,
And talking about Master Chef, we've actually got Julie Goodwin, who's the first Australian Master Chef, coming to our store in April.
So an actual appearance in the store? Fantastic.
Yeah, so that'll be really exciting. So she'll be there on the 17th of April at 10:30, and she'll be, meeting people and signing her new cookbook.
And she's done really well, hasn't she?
Yeah. She's a gorgeous lady. I mean, I haven't met her yet, but yeah.
Oh, she comes across, I didn't watch all of the series, but I usually watch those ones when it's coming up towards the end, any of those reality shows. I don't have the patience to follow them all the way through. So towards the end. And she just had such a joy with the whole thing, I think, didn't she? Which is infectious.
Yeah. She seemed to get a lot out of the experience, and it was genuine.
Yes. I think interesting when you're talking about television and miniseries, The Thornbirds, Colleen McCulley.
It's like my all-time favourite.
And she absolutely hated the miniseries. She hated it. And the main reason was the casting of Richard Chamberlain.
Oh, really? He was gorgeous, wasn't he?
She just did not see him as that character.
Okay.
As that character. And I think also she didn't like Rachel Ward in the movie as well. Oh, sorry, in the miniseries. But she was scathing of that. She was saying, they've ruined her book. And I'd read both the book and seen the miniseries, and I actually didn't mind the miniseries myself, and I didn't enjoy the book. But it's interesting to see how the authors can sometimes feel about
exactly.
their work.
It seems at the moment, that a lot of partnering is happening between the authors and the directors.
Yes.
Like in Stephanie Meyer's example, who's the lady who's written the Twilight Saga, that's just gone crazy.
Oh, hasn't that been successful?
She was very much a part of the casting process and very much a part of...
She was involved.
Yeah. So, and I think that's happening more and more. And I don't know if it's because of the legacy that people have criticised, how books have been translated in the past, or whether it's just the authors have won back more power or something. I don't know.
I think probably too, like with something like Twilight, because it was so successful. I mean, there would have been a real bidding more to get it onto the movie, so that author would have had a lot of power. Whereas probably some other authors who've had a successful book, but maybe not to the same extent.
Yeah.
I guess it's like anything, be a power thing. I want complete control, and if you're enough pulling power and they really want your book, they'll say, okay.
Yeah, exactly. Well, same thing with Jodi Picoult. Like, there was that whole controversy around My Sister's Keeper.
Yes.
And about the fact that, the movie was a completely different ending to the book.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, so I wonder, I don't know how she felt about it, but I wonder, but I know customers coming into the shop.
Because I haven't read either, or seen the book.
Saying, what's with changing the ending? Like, what's that about?
I'd feel really betrayed if I read a book. And then when I saw the film, I'd feel so let down.
Although, funnily enough, I actually preferred the movie ending.
Was it a happier ending? Or?
It was, I don't want to spoil it for anyone, I guess. But
was it like completely different?
Well, in the book, it just seemed a lot more unlikely to happen.
Okay.
Whereas in the movie, it just seems like more likely to happen.
It was inevitable to happen, sort of thing. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So I think the movie was a bit more predictable, and that's probably why people thought, that's just your usual Hollywood ending.
Oh, okay.
But at the same time, the book was just like, for goodness sake, how many things can go wrong,
Yeah, sometimes it can drain you, can't you? Like, as you were saying with that story that's about the nuclear Holocaust or whatever. Sometimes a book can drain you, and you can get hooked on it, but at the end of it, you think, I
feel a bit like that about The Book Thief, which I read recently. That's coming out to the movies as well.
Right.
And that's all around Nazi Germany, centred around that, and how they went through the burning of the books process.
Oh, yes. Yes.
And about this little girl who, that's her escape in life, is books. So she's like trying to smuggle books from wherever she can get her hands on them.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, like, you know, you can see the beautiful aspect of her getting the joy out of this book, but at the same time it's really dark. And
Yes.
yeah, and you can feel really like sometimes you just have to put it down and think, well, I might in between that read like a Mills and Boon or something. You know what I mean?
It can be a little bit too heavy. You're listening to 88.9 Win FM. Denise on Thursday. Been talking about books being turned into film and also TV. And as you were saying just before the song, it's really become very popular. And I think, of course, one of the biggest ones, Harry Potter.
Yeah, well, it all kind of started there, didn't it? While I was thinking about this segment before I came here today, I was sort of thinking, where did it all start? And, you know, it has happened and bumbled along for a long time, but really, Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings. I mean, wow.
Oh, Lord of the Rings has been huge.
You know, how amazing. I mean, I'd hate to admit this, but I don't even want to attempt reading Lord of the Rings. It scares me.
No. And do you know, I've really tried, I've made a valiant effort to sit through an entire Harry Potter, and I just never can. I don't know what it is, whether my attention span is reduced, but I've never sat through a whole Harry Potter film.
Yeah, really? Oh, my children love the Harry Potter, but they are
they're
critical.
very popular.
My eldest is a really an avid reader, and he's so critical. He just picks the movie to bits and says, "Oh, that's not right, and that's not right, whatever." So,
and of course, the kids so love the books; they know them back to front, so they would be picking any little bit that's
exactly.
missing.
Although they do look forward to, once they've finished the book, to actually seeing the visualization aspect of it. So,
and they are well done visually. They're very, especially for kids, they're very well done visually wise. But they just seem to be so long.
They do.
They seem to be so long. And of course, the Lord of the Rings is the same. They're so long.
Yeah.
But I know a few people who are absolutely Lord of the Rings crazy, and they've all been very happy. I haven't read the books or seen the films, but they've all been very happy with the film.
Yeah.
And I think they're like really obsessed people that love Lord of the Rings. Do you know what I mean? And they've been happy with it. So they would
naturally be critical if there was...
And looking for it.
Yeah.
And looking for it. So I think what you said earlier, that they are trying to work with the authors and with the fans, because at the end of the day, if the fans don't come, the movie doesn't make any money, does it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.